Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this Aston Township Board of Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, June 21st, 2023 to order. Can we all rise for a pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, any motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of May 17th, 2023?
Take a motion.
Need a second?
Second.
I have second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I'd like to move on to committee reports. Commissioner Dockery.
Okay, I have before me the Treasurer's Report for May 2023. Operating cash in the general fund as of May 31st was $4,790,698. Other funds include the TD Bank Bond Fund checking account with a balance of $459,626. The TD Bank Escrow checking account with a balance of $376,471. The Pliget account with a balance of $9,724,199. Total cash balance for the township as of May 31st, 2023 was $23,392,004, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Pendergrass.
Thank you, Commissioner Bill. I have a public works report for May 2023. Approving the poured concrete pad for new public works loan generator. Video surveillance signs were posted at Value Park, Bridgewater Park, new public works building, and a community center. New inlet cap installed on Megan Circle. New stop sign was installed at the intersection of Sherwood and Valley Green. Woodward Park, North Coast Park, Indian Rock, Bridgewater Park, and Waterville playground areas were mulched. Graffiti was removed from playground equipment at Woodward Park. All three medium areas in Tunnel Road were cleared, weed, bench material with sage plants were planted, and the river rock was installed. Topsoil seed and hay was added to complete the pipe work of Dorothy Circle. Installed new island direction signs at Tunnel Road. Previous sign was knocked down by motor vehicle accident. A new stone walkway was installed to complete that path to the basketball court area at Channel Manor Park. A new basketball pole and backboard were also installed. Border work was completed with pipe, Springhouse Lane, inlet to the open stream in the backyard. 2 trees were cut down and chipped in Value Chase, cracked the paved area leading to the new parking area at Ware Park. Moved all remaining road salt from old locations to the new location of County Way. Our sanitation department picked up 70 tons of recycling and 580 tons of recycled points, residential waste. County note that the following roads are state-owned and maintained: Elm Road, Concord Road, Malden Road, Bridgewater Road, Dunn Mill Road, Aston Mill Burning Highway, Bodley Road, and Nunai Road. If you have any maintenance or safety issues on any of these roads, please contact PennDOT at 610-566-0972. A reminder to all residents to dispose of all medical waste properly, as radiation can be found on something small as a tissue or an adult diaper. Nuclear medicine patients should contact their doctor for more instruction on the proper disposal of medical waste. The next metal and appliance collection dates are July 10th to July 14th. County put out on your regular trash day. Bulk trash will no longer exist. Anything that could be burned, you put out on your curb for trash at any time. Please have your trash at the curb by 6 a.m. on a designated trash day. If you have any questions regarding trash or recycling, please contact the Director of Public Works, West Almore, at 610-494-8005. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. You guys moved around. All right, we're going to do Commissioner Higgins for committee.
Go back to the next one.
Good evening, everybody.
First, I have two reports. Permits and licenses report dated June 12th, and it covers the permits and licenses issued for the month of May of 2023. Income from bowling permits and general contractors licenses, $153,334.66. Total electrical permits and licenses, $13,852. Total plumbing and heating permits and licenses, $10,827. Income from Board of Health licenses, $500. Income from peddlers and vendors permits, nothing. Income from commercial maintenance inspections, none. Income from certificates of occupancy, $1,600. Income from rental licenses, $1,000. Income from street openings, $100. Total revenue collected for the month, $66,076. Total for 2023 year to date is $219,411 as compared to May of 2022 where it was $206,681. That's all for the permits and licenses. Just want to make a couple comments about land development, that type of thing. Everybody should recall the old CN Skate Palace, 3471 Concord Road. The demolition on that has been completed for a couple weeks. So right now it's sitting. There will be a contractor will start the building of the perfect storage facility sometime in the near future, a date to be determined. So in case you're wondering what that is. And also we have another land development project underway, A&A Rick's Tree Service. They were in for preliminary plans, I believe in May, to the Planning Commission. And now we're waiting for them to come back with some corrections to the plans. Then they'll come to new construction, probably as early as July. But again, that date is to be determined. For those people living in the 6th Ward, appreciate the patience, but they have not come back into us with plans yet. So, we can't really do anything on that yet. And we will keep you appraised to what plans and then the timing of them when it happens, okay? So just want to let you know, that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. Commissioner Berry?
Thank you, Commissioner Segal. This is the police report for June 2023. The incidents occurred in May 2023. Incidents handled was 511, accident investigations 21, criminal investigations 40. Clearance rate for Part 1 crimes was 28%. Clearance rate for Part 2 crimes was 79%. A lot of that to do with the new cameras we have, and the automatic license plate readers, Pennell and Concord Road, 1,120,506 cars went through last month. Pennell and Dutton Mill, 834,503. Concord and Dutton Mill Road, 817,158. And Concord Aston Mills Road is 640,994. Concord Bridgewater, 600,273. So clearance rates are coming up because of the cameras, and that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bowden?
I'm going to read the fire report first, Commissioner Segal. For May 2023, fire calls 53, year-to-date 353. EMS calls 196, year-to-date 982. Total calls 249, year-to-date 1,335 calls. Monthly drills 3. That's the fire report, and I have a report from the library. The theme of this year's summer library program is All Together Now. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. during the summer, we will be having a special kids program at the library. If your child keeps a log of the books he or she reads, they can also receive a special prize every week for reading. These will be the Wednesday at 1 programs this summer. 6:21, Mr. Malcolm is a dramatic storyteller. 6:28, Funk, drum workshop with Stephen Brown. 7:05, Science Tellers. 7:12, Silly Joe Sings. 7:19, Ed Schmidt, he's a magician. 7:26, Puppets Pizzazz. 8:02, Safari Parties, Animal Show. 8:09, Don Doherty, Interactive Storyteller. And 8:16, Tom Kroll, a ventriloquist. Our next Lego Day is Saturday, June 17th at 1 p.m. Bring your child. to build and play with the library Lego collection. Art group with Ms. Angela meets each Saturday at 10 a.m. at the library. The group is an opportunity to work on collective or individual projects with assistance and feedback. The group focuses on different media each week. So the library is very busy. If you have things for your children to do this summer, a good place would be the library. The other thing I just wanted to remind you all of is 4th of July is coming up. Fireworks, for many of you have asked questions up on social media. Aston Township's fireworks are always on the 4th of July. So the fireworks will be Tuesday, July 4th. The festivities begin at 7 with the fireworks show at dusk. And it'll be held right at Sun Valley Field with music. Bring your chairs, come enjoy the wonderful fireworks. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to pay the bills and payroll.
Make a motion.
Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, this time I'd like to open up the floor to the public for agenda items only. If you have a question about the agenda, come to the podium.
Nicholas Penza, 30 Morgan Road, Aston, PA. Just wanted to know why we have to have the talk about the noise abatement in 4 different places. Why does it have to be in Sendai, an old business, and a new business? Why can't it just be a new business?
So I'll take a swing at this. We've decided that we needed an ordinance to regulate these noise abatement walls, right? Because we had no way to place conditions on them and really get them before the township engineer in our code. So we have 2 things going on tonight. We have an ordinance that would amend the zoning code to place noise abatement structures into the zoning code. And then, assuming that ordinance is adopted, we'll have consideration of the conditional use application for Trammell Crow. Each of those requires a hearing, and then each of those would require action to get it moving. So that's why the agenda is structured a little bit differently than you usually see.
Why is there not already an ordinance on the book? Shouldn't there have already been an ordinance, given that
A lot of places don't have regulations that apply to sound abatement. It's not common for people to need sound walls, within a municipality. In this case, the issue has come up, so we created an ordinance.
Well, it seems logical that there should be one in place from the get-go. It was a light industry zone right next to a residential zone. There's going to be problems.
Okay, well, there will be now, hopefully.
All right, anything else? Anyone else? All right, I'd like to move on to Commissioner Higgins, place the meeting.
I make a motion to place the meeting in Sendai.
Second, thank you. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our solicitor, Mike Matthews.
This is a public hearing on ordinance number 1031. This is an ordinance that would amend the zoning code to add section 1292.30 entitled noise abatement. It would permit structures erected for the primary purpose of abating noise on commercially and industrially used lots within the township that are plot residential lots or residential used lots as an accessory conditional use. I just want to make a note for everybody in the audience that, like I said, there's 2 different hearings. So this portion is just to consider the ordinance that would enable the erection of noise abating structures.
There will be a separate opportunity for public comment specifically on Trammell Crow's application later in the meeting. And with that, Mr. President, I think we can open it up to any public comment.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions about what we're about to do? Okay, seeing none. Commissioner Dockery? Commissioner Pendergrass? Commissioner Higgins?
I have no questions.
Commissioner Berry?
No questions.
Commissioner Bowden?
I have no questions.
Mr. DeFay?
No questions.
No? Seeing none? Close the hearing. Close the hearing. All right, so we're gonna move on to next item. 9A, consider ordinance 1031 to amend chapter 1292 to add section 1292.30. Noise abatement, Commissioner Berry.
Thank you. Thank you, President Sabal. Considering ordinance 1031 to amend chapter 1292 to add section 1292.30 entitled noise abatement. Therefore be ordained that section 1292.30 is added to the code of Aston Township as described previously in the summary. Enacted and ordained this day of June 2023, and that's in form of motion.
Second.
I have second. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, I'd like to move on to old business, 9B. Conditional use hearing upon the application of Trammell Crow to erect noise abatement structure. Commissioner Pendergrass.
Thank you, Commissioner Sabella. Conditional use hearing upon the application of Trammell Crow to erect a noise abatement structure at the Springbrook Trade Center as an associate use. I'm going to hand this over to my current solicitor.
Yeah, I think it would be appropriate to get Trammell Crow up there and make their presentation.
Yes.
Yeah. You're up there.
Is this okay for everybody?
I believe so.
Fire department.
Man, can you see them? Man?
We can't say.
Well, it's not gonna be able to do both. Let's do us first, then we can turn it around.
Are you gonna be doing any video too?
We're not compatible for connecting up to the computer. No, I only have these.
You guys are welcome to speak this evening. Please.
You'll be swearing in?
Yes.
Can you raise your hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give for the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And can I have your name?
Jeff Holton,
Spell your last name?
HOLCOND,
Please leave your name on the side.
JGFF. Thank you, Miss. Seeing everybody again from earlier on the project when we presented the development at the onset. We're here requesting approval of some barrier sound walls that we are proposing to install in 3 locations around the property. After our tenancy started, commencing in November of this year, we got a better understanding of some of the noises and operational issues, headlights, and other impacts from the site with the tenant activity. Realized that we could take measures to better screen noise and put up barriers for headlight intrusion and other, basically nuisance issues to the neighbors. So what we are proposing, and in addition to that, some areas of the site had more concentrated activity, and we started receiving information from the township and the neighbors that they weren't really happy with the performance of the development. So we worked with the township, starting a little after the holidays, We have received constant reports and information that help us from some of the closer neighbors design wall locations that we thought could help protect the surrounding properties. We had one wall system selected, and we're getting ready to implement that. And we realized, again, with feedback from the township, that some additional noise testing needed to be done to make sure the wall is appropriate. So we set out sound measuring devices in the two closest locations to the neighbors on the north side of the property, which is directly adjacent to Aston. And took sound measurements over a period of time, analyzed those, checked decibel levels against wall performance, and decided to make a change in the wall type that ended up performing a better job of absorbing both high and low decibel noises. So the activities we witnessed from our tenants that we wanted to mitigate were both the higher decibel level banging noises that come from using a dumpster, putting trash in, heavy loading and unloading activity, but also some of the semi-truck delivery vehicles put out a low decibel noise from just their operation and truck engines and all kinds of other semi-truck related activity. So we selected a wall that mitigated both types of decibel levels. So what we are proposing is 3 areas of barrier wall placement, one to the northeast corner of the site, along the Aston north face of our project. There's a corner placement we're proposing there. That wall is 225 feet long and 30 feet tall. Comes over and sets near the corner of the building, basically providing a continuous blocking element to the eastern corner for the closest properties in the north off our property line. In the northwest corner, which is also a close corner with open woods and adjacent to the westernmost loading dock, we're proposing another 225-foot long barrier wall in that corner, sound absorbing barrier wall. That one sits in a location that closes that corner of the site and blocks noise to the north. And we're proposing a 20-foot wall there because it sits in a position that's higher, and the loading dock area is lower in that side of the site. And then along the upper Chi side of the site, the far western edge, where we have installed a retaining wall parallel to the length of the building, we're proposing 525-foot long, 15-foot high barrier wall, because those properties are sitting down low off the back side of the property. We have submitted our acoustical engineer's recommendation letter that explains the reduction in decibel levels at different sound meter readings, and believe that we're making eight decibel level reductions in certain levels of sound, and depending on the noise source and the location of the noise, that reduction improves or drops, whatever the case. But we think it's a good solution. We think it will help with headlights. It will help with activity in the loading dock areas. It will help with motor noise, help with on and off loading noise, banging, and motor rumbling noise.
Mike, you have any questions? Yeah, I have a few things I want to take through with you, John. all right. First of all, you mentioned that you submitted the recommendation of your acoustical engineer. I think you also submitted a plan designed by your acoustical engineer in addition to the site plan by Bowler.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and then the Bowler plan, right? So we're gonna call the acoustical engineer's recommendation exhibit applicant one.
Just
I'm sorry, thank you for the reminder. We'll call the acoustical engineer's plan applicant exhibit 2, and then the Bowler site plan applicant exhibit 3. In addition, we'll those board exhibits, the advertisement of the hearing and the application as well, board 1 and board 2 respectively. And I just want to tick through with you some of the things that our ordinance that we just adopted requires, just to make sure we get all these in the record, Jeff. So, when you, and your acoustical engineer cited the, location of these walls, did you consider, the best location, vis-a-vis the neighboring properties?
We did.
And, the best location, vis-a-vis the primary use of the lot?
Yes, we did.
And, any particular, I don't know if this lot's particularly flat, but did you consider the geological, topographical, and botanical features of the lot?
We did, and the lot's not entirely flat, but, and we placed the walls according to those changes.
And the area between the property and the neighbors is wooded?
It is wooded on
So,
both sides. where
so
we're placing.
there's woods between the neighbors and where the walls will be going?
That's correct.
So, from a visual impact standpoint, you considered that as well, the screening?
We did.
And is it your belief that no additional landscaping is required because the woods are between the neighbors and the, I mean, obviously, you're not gonna put landscaping and stuff. How tall are these walls?
The tallest one section's 30 foot, one section's 20 foot, and one section's 50 feet.
So the woods sort of take care of it?
They do, and we placed the wall in between the new trees that we planted during, as a result of the land development approvals we received for the project. And some of those trees will have to come out to install the wall, and we'll reestablish the trees that were approved by the township 2 years ago when the project was in land development.
I think that's all I have.
Joe, you got any? I just want to get on the record, Jeff, so we're all straight, that the wall is to be a door saw PVC wall system, correct?
Correct.
And the thickness of the wall?
10 inches.
That is, and, well, you may want to mention why you selected, I know you said that you changed wall type, but why the door saw PVC system versus what you had before?
The Duracell, this wall we selected is perforated on one side, and it's filled with a sound absorbing insulation. The other walls, the prominent walls in the market that are often used are a heavier, basically gravity weighted wall that reflect the noise as opposed to absorbing it. We felt we needed an additional absorbing surface on the sound generation side of the wall. It gave us a higher performance for a broader range of noises.
Thanks for making that decision.
Are you done? Commissioner Dockery?
No questions.
Commissioner Pendergrass?
Just one thing. I'd just like to thank Jeff for coming in and doing it. I just want to let everybody know, this has been going on for over 6 months, basically. And Jeff and Colonel Crowe have been very receptive to our ideas. It's taking a while, because like you said, we weren't sure what type of wall we wanted to do.
Right.
So I just want to thank you guys for that.
Commissioner Ray?
Yes. Just a couple of things. I think everybody needs to understand that, noise can be transmitted in the ground, right? Or vibration. Noise can be transmitted by the airwaves. The problems that are being experienced, my understanding is that they are the low frequency and they're the ones that are going through the air, correct?
We think we can do a better job of the high frequency as well.
Right, so this low frequency noise, so everyone understands, is coming from the reefer units on the trucks. You know, whether running in the summer are colder, in the winter they're warmer, you know, that's not my forte, but it's based on the weather and different stuff. So these are the things that have caused these folks and others most of their problems, you know. And so I just want to make sure that the idea with the walls is there's been some modeling done and so forth, that it's going to stop the low frequency vibration, which some people hear, some people don't, you know. And so we need to make sure that we cover what is the biggest problem for everybody. So, you know, what color are they going to be?
They're gonna be a tan.
Tan?
Color that is from the color scheme of the adjacent buildings. Even though the wall slides by, it'll look like it's sort of an extension of the building.
Okay. And the other thing is some idea of the timeline. I don't expect to nail you down to an exact number. What's normal? So
Well, it's gonna take us a month to get the final detailed drawings completed, submitted for a building permit. And then they'll start manufacturing, and we should see walls starting to ship in 8 weeks. The system is steel columns it's a steel column wall system and then the walls are panels that slide into the columns. Another advantage of this somewhat more sophisticated walls, it comes in smaller pieces, so that handling and staging of the installation is faster and lighter.
yeah, I was going to ask that. That's a good thing.
We pick up probably a month to a month and a half in procurement time by also changing this wall.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Can we follow up on that for a second? Is there, we'd like to get a date in the resolution that we can commit to these being completed by. I mean, do you think October 1st is the safe date? What's the safe date?
I don't know. Yeah. If you want it, I mean, to be safe, we could commit to,
You need 30 days to get your building permits submitted, right? And will you make the orders during that 30-day period?
we will make the order, to get the drawing, we'll place the order. The order's ready in place.
So 30 days before you can order the materials, right? And in an 8-week turnaround, so you're talking about 3 months.
No, I can't give you that. That's too
That's
too
fine,
many-
sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run through your estimate that you gave to us today.
You need a date in the resolution?
So,
I'm not sure I'm prepared to get that done.
I think, I don't know that it's a date. I think that what we're trying to do is to say they'll be completed by, so that it's not January 1st of 2037, right? We're trying to get some date in here that kind of holds Trammell Crow to a timetable. You know, and again, if you're acting, I think if you're acting in good faith and you say that the manufacturer's delayed for 3 weeks, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world, but I do think that we could have some date certain. Or, right now, I'll tell you, right now, the resolution reads September 1st. If that needed to be changed to October 1st,
Not comfortable committing to a date with manufacturing nothing on the material availability.
yeah, that part.
Yeah. We're electing to do this, so.
right. How do you think we can craft the timeline? I mean, could we say that you'll commit to order the drawings within X days of approval? Or a week of approval, 2 weeks of just the drawing?
Or apply for a building permit by.
I'd have to understand the wording of whatever we're writing here and
Well,
understand what we're.
why don't we do this? Let's get it into the record. this discussion, and we don't have to get into it. So, your intent is to order the drawing, I'm sorry. Your intent is to order the drawings relatively expeditiously after approval.
Right. Our intent is to move on the order and the engineering drawings
That's what I mean.
immediately after this approval.
Okay. And then your intent is to order the materials once you have the engineering drawings.
Correct.
Correct. And then your intent is to construct the walls expeditiously once you receive the materials.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So, any questions? No questions? No questions. Okay, anyone, you have a question?
I understand conflicting. Can I go on?
Yes, you have to state your name and address, I'm sorry, it's
That's
got
okay.
them all right.
No, that's okay. Debbie Haskell, 14 Overway.
Can you turn the
How are you?
microphone
Is it on now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I just wonder why I'm getting conflicting. Obviously, it's been 6 months and we're very anxious. Why John is giving us, telling me it's gonna, he said construction's gonna start shortly after this meeting. So I'm looking at like July.
Who said that?
John Pollock.
Who?
John Pollock, I believe is, am I saying his name right? He's the other person. I've been
Somebody
looking
from,
at. Trying to
somebody
look
from
for,
our
I just wonder why
office
it's.
that's been
Oh.
receiving or
Is it-
interacting with.
Yeah,
I, time has slipped, they're working on it. I don't know that we knew for sure that they're.
I mean, I'm looking forward to being done before my daughter starts 11th grade. She's still not able to function in the house. It's better. I think they're working with us,
Right.
but I was very excited to come tonight and hear that it's gonna start in July, and now I don't know when it's gonna start. I'm starting to get anxious. So, if there's any way you can nail down a date for us, because this is like the worst thing our family has ever gone through. I'm telling you, like, I'm 51 years old, and it's the worst thing I've ever gone through, ever. So,
It's what I just said. I mean, that's the
I don't
thing.
even know what you said anymore, because once, I thought July, once I heard that's out the window.
There is a process which they're going through.
Okay, I understand.
But, I mean, can we commit that?
I understand, I really do, it's just, everybody has to realize what we've been going through. My daughter still wears her headphones, it's still not perfect, and if anything, if you can do anything for us to speed it up in a safe
We'll
manner.
do it as best we can.
Okay.
And everything on the township end, we're gonna try to expedite as much as we can to get things
I really
resolved.
appreciate it.
I mean,
The township's
how about a
already,
commitment to say, wherever, there's 3 sections, whatever section she's in is number 1.
oh, we can definitely.
Okay.
We already-
Yeah,
We definitely
Let's
phased it.
start there. I think that's a given. Okay.
I really appreciate everything, I just,
Right.
I really appreciate everybody
Yeah.
working with it. It's
We
been a long
are trying to
road.
expedite this as much, and again, they're doing this out, as a great gesture, as a good company, to come in and try to get this resolved. So, you know, we're not dragging our feet on this. As soon as things come through, we're gonna get a process. Let's get to the next step. You know, we'll try to get her section done first, so you're not sitting while there's 2 other sections going. Try to get that resolved.
Yeah, we'll definitely do the northeast corner first.
Yeah, that's
I appreciate it. Just
That's
remember,
a
you
good
guys all get to go
yeah.
home to a quiet house, and I don't. I go home tonight and it'll be running probably. It's just not fun.
We're trying.
Anyway, thank you.
Ralph Hassel, 14 Woodward Way. I live in that corner of the property. I just have this question about the specifics of the wall at that corner. You mentioned 250 feet, I think it was, in the north corner, northeast corner.
Yeah, it's gonna be around 220 feet with the standard.
220, okay. I've had plenty of time to be around the noise and analyze it, and think about it. And based on where it affects my house the most, which oddly seems to be opposite side of your property, I believe that the sound is reflecting off the adjacent property, the back of the shopping center. And all of the bays that have refrigerants in it will project it straight across. I think I'm getting a reflection, and my concern is that corner, if I estimated distance, whatever the depth of the parking lot is off of the building, that's your first 100 feet, and then it sounds like you'll be extending maybe another 100 feet down the side of the property. I'm not 100% confident that sound would not project straight out and reflect off of the building. And I have to assume that your acoustic engineers took that into account, and that their models included the adjacent property, and that their design on the wall was accounting for sound reflecting off of the property next to your property. So I'm not going to question the design because I don't have the skills or the background, but I did want to bring that up and mention it in the meeting, because that's my perception of how the sound moves through the area and through that like little valley that's over the stream. And if the wall stops that, I'll be happy. I do want to thank you, Mr. Holman, for everything you've done, and Trumbull Crow's attention to the problem and listening to the neighbors. I came into this process feeling, hopelessness, like I'm just a victim. Nobody's going to listen to me. It's how many neighbors are complaining, really, and I am very appreciative of everyone. Surprised me that somebody would actually listen to me. And I appreciate Trumbull Pro doing everything that they've done. And I know this is not an inexpensive venture, but you're holding true to what you state about working with neighbors, working with communities. I just want to express my appreciation. Thank you.
And I also, just what we were mentioning, you're using a sound absorbing wall as opposed to a reflection wall. So we're not banging the noise around, we're trying to absorb some of that.
Yeah, the low level tends to bang more or bounce more, which we wanted to absorb. It comes from different directions. It comes from more different directions than the source. That's a good point.
All right, any other questions?
Joe Hart, 143 Gerald Drive. I just have a question. I know Joe's probably on this. Stormwater. You're putting a wall. Have we looked into where the stormwater is going to go? It flows from Woodbrook down, right? Is that wall going to affect it at all?
Yes, and there won't be any, this won't block the water, let's put it that way. In terms of where they're placing the wall, topography will allow the water to sort of work its way around the wall and still get to the retention basins they have at the front of the site. So, it should be good.
Come down 200 foot around the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I just want to make sure you got
Good
it.
point. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, thank you, gentlemen. All right, I'd like to call on Commissioner Higgins, please take the meeting on.
I'd like to make a motion to take the meeting out of standby.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, let's move on to new business, line item A. Consider a motion to reappoint a officer to the Aston Township Police Department, Commissioner Dodd.
Conditional appointment of a full-time police officer. I would like to make a motion that this board appoint police officer Joseph Walsh of Bethel Township to the position of full-time officer at an hourly rate of $48.28. Once appointed as a full-time officer, Joseph Walsh will undergo a 1-year probationary period. The effective date for police officer Joseph Walsh to fulfill this time to full-time is July 8, 2023, in the form of motion.
Make a motion.
That's a second. Any questions or comments?
I'll make one quick comment. Joe was previously a full-time officer. He's coming back on as full-time, so he doesn't have to get sworn in again. That's why we don't see him here tonight to the judge.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item B, consider a resolution approving the application from Trammell Crow to erect a new abating structure. Commissioner Pendergrass.
Okay. Consider resolution number 2023-4, approving the application of Trammell Crow to erect a noise abating structure at the Springbrook Trade Center. Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, resolution number 2023-54. Conditional use approval, noise abatement at Springbrook Trade Center. Whereas on June 14, 2023, Springbrook Industrial applied for conditional use approval to erect a sound wall at the Springbrook Trade Center, 300.
We can skip the conditions if you want to expedite this a little bit. Want to get conditions?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yep. I prepared a resolution for you that would approve applicant's application subject to the following conditions. Applicant shall construct and operate the use in accordance and consistent with all applicable laws and regulations of the United States of America, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as well as the ordinance of the County of Delaware and the Aston Township Code. Applicant shall construct the use in accordance with the plan, which is the acoustic engineer's plan, and the site plan, which is the Bowler engineering plan. Subject to any minor deviations may be approved by the township engineer. Applicant shall construct and operate the use in accordance with the testimony and evidence applicant presented at the public hearing. The sound wall shall be of material and provided by a manufacturer, subject to the approval of the township engineer, which I think we covered in the hearing. We're going to remove the condition on the date. And in the terms and conditions, this approval may only be modified by subsequent conditional use approval in accordance with the then applicable code. Jeff, are those conditions acceptable to Trammell Crow?
They are.
So with that, I think you're ready to act upon resolution 2023-54.
Move the motion.
Second.
I have second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item C, consider a motion to approve the submission of a grant to the Department of Environmental Protection. Commissioner Barry.
Thank you, Commissioner Segal. I make a motion to approve the submission of a grant to DEP to watershed restoration and protection funds. That's in the form of a motion.
I have second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item D, consider a motion to appoint someone to the Board of Health. Commissioner Bowden.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Tricia Ballesteri as the first board to the Aston Township Board of Health Committee in the form of a motion.
Second.
I have second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next item, consider a motion to appoint to the Aston Township Board of Health. Commissioner Bowden.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Frederick C. Wagner of the fifth ward to the Aston Township Board of Health Committee in the form of a motion.
Second.
I have second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item F, consider a motion to appoint to the Aston Township Board of Health. Commissioner Bowden.
The last one, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Margaret Burry of the third ward to the Aston Township Board of Health Committee in the form of a motion.
Second.
Second. Questions or comments? Nothing less? Nothing?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item G, consider a motion to approve proposal to represent Aston Township in its upcoming negotiations. Commissioner Docker.
I make a motion to approve the proposal for McNichol, Byrne, and Metlowski Professional Corporation to represent Aston Township in upcoming police contract negotiations with the FOP Lodge number 27 with a rate of $235 an hour in the form of a motion.
Second. Questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item H, consider a motion to approve tax refunds that were due. Commissioner Dockery.
I make a motion to approve the refund for tax overpayments in the summary amount of $45,556.99 in the form of motion.
Second, questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Line item I, consider a motion to approve refund for permit fee. Commissioner Dockery.
I make a motion to approve the refund of the permit fee for work not completed to Michael Christman in the amount of $114 in the form of motion.
I have a second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, moving on. Commissioner Higgins for escrows.
Okay, this is not bad tonight. Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, Resolution 2023-55, whereas ordinance number 240 and ordinance number 360 provide for escrow funds for completion of improvements. And whereas the Township Engineer and the Township New Construction Committee has approved the request for escrow funds released to Vision Solar LLC for Nathaniel Circle Solar Folio 1622-5- sub-account number 7766304-940. Now therefore it be resolved that the Aston Township execute such action as required by the Township Secretary and the President of the Board of Commissioners to release the sum of $637 payable to Vision Solar LLC for the Nathaniel Circle Solar, duly adopted the 21st of June 2023, Township of Aston by James N. Stigall, President, Board of Commissioners, and attested to by Kelly A. Pippin, Township Secretary, in the form of a motion.
Second. We have a second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
And one more, the following amount is for engineering fees to be paid to Cerulli Associates Incorporated for the month of June. It's a summary total, $1,058.75 in the form of a motion.
We have a second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That's
Ayes
it.
have it. Okay, moving on to the public. Anybody have anything? Podium, name and address.
Mary Ann Bowen, 3235 Darwin Circle. It's that time of year again. We're getting ready for Community Day, which will be held on October 7th, 2023, the rain date of October 14th, 2023. I'm asking anyone who would like to volunteer to help to contact me at mimibull@comcast.net. Anyone interested in the parade, please contact Nancy Bowden at nbowden@comcast.net. So with that being said, we can certainly use everyone's help to make this a special event again this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Mary.
Leo Bissonette, 4310 Spring House Lane.
Excuse me, last name, sir?
Bissonette,
Please.
B as in wood, ISSONETT. I just want to thank Nancy for keeping in contact with me with the Castle Spring House Lane. It's something we've been working with. I appreciate you answering my text messages. That's all.
Anyone else?
Nicholas Penza, 30 Morgan Road. I just want to understand why if we're going to about to enter into negotiations with the police union, and we're giving their members new appointments and such.
Well, they're separate issues. We need to keep the police force staffed appropriately. So the contract and the number of police we have right now, they're separate issues.
It just doesn't make sense. It gives us no leverage in the negotiations.
Well, Nick, there's a minimum number of police we need to keep the township safe. So That's not really a negotiation point. It's not like you can hold, they're two separate issues.
Anyone else?
First, I just want to welcome back Officer Walsh, and I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July.
Commissioner Pendergrass?
Same thing. Wish everybody happy 4th of July and be very safe watching.
Commissioner Hagan?
Just welcome back to our police officer. You'll hear more about it later on. And enjoy the fireworks.
Commissioner Berry?
Just congratulate Joe again and have a safe 4th of July.
Commissioner Vogt?
Yes. First of all, come out and enjoy the 4th of July fireworks. Aston always puts on a wonderful show. In fact, I was meeting with Mr. DeFeo the other day, and he showed me this really interesting drone fireworks presentation, which may be something that we can look at in the future. A lot of people don't like the sound of fireworks because of their animals. It bothers them. And this is, Bill and I looked at it, and it's something that we're going to look at down the road. It's really quite beautiful, and it's amazing. I just can say, and there's no noise. There's no booms for the animals or people that it bothers. It's really something, and it's a lot cheaper than what we're paying right now. So look at the dollar signs, guys. The other thing is I want to remind everybody that school's out. So please be careful out there. Aston Township is a highway. Everybody's driving at 90 miles an hour. Slow down, watch the kids, watch the adults, take your time, and last of all, have a safe 4th of July.
Thank you. Bill?
Just to update what Nancy said, it's a drone light show with music, and it kind of puts together patriotic figures like eagles and flags, and it is a beautiful presentation. I stumbled across that, and we know we're conscious of all the things that fireworks do, negative points, but we think that could be a possibility for the future. So keep everybody posted, not this year, but definitely we'll keep it in mind for other occasions and holidays. And happy 4th of July, everyone.
Kelly?
Just congratulations to Joe coming back and.
Yep.
Two things. One of the things when Mr. Penza brought that up earlier, we should clarify. Township does have a noise ordinance. It's in place. We've had it for years. What we don't have is an ordinance to allow the construction of noise abatement structures. That's what we did tonight. Right? So they're two separate issues. And then secondly, we did finally receive the approval from both the county and PennDOT for the road program, and the contractor has been so notified. So I expect 2 to 3 weeks to be in Aston Township. And for those residents whose streets are affected, you'll get notice from the contractor in your door that when the street will be paved. So it should be coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't have anything to add.
Nothing?
Happy 4th of July.
Okay, well, you did a lot tonight, so I'll let you go. Just remember, kids are out there, be safe, driving around, and happy 4th of July. With that, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you.